Welcome to this episode of Waterproofing Wisdom. My name is Ben, and I'm part of the committee that's just finished reviewing BS 8102, which is, the title's changed slightly, it's now Protection of Below Ground Structures Against Water Ingress Code of Practice. And so I wanted to just pick out three bigger things, but we've done quite a lot of work on figuring out the differences. And this document here is something that you can download. It's put together by me mostly, but with some help from Mark and Adam, who work at CLW. And we're just trying to figure out what are the differences. And we've done quite a lot of work around Table 2, what are the grades of waterproofing performance, what are the boundary lines between the different grades, and then we've even put in some pictures saying this is grade 1A, this is grade 1B. But I wanted to cover in this episode what are just three of the biggest differences between BS 8102 2009 and the BS 8102 2022. So the first one I wanted to pick out is that it is bigger and broader. So BS 8102 2022 is about 30% longer by word count. So as a committee, generally we've added in more content than we've taken out. And there are some entirely new sections around buried decks. There's a lot of extra content around site evaluation, but throughout, and it is dispersed throughout, there is more detail. And so the biggest implication I take from that is that if you have a contract document that says design waterproofing in accordance with BS 8102 2022, I would be even more concerned than I used to be, because complying with all of that content is actually very tricky. You might want to get such documents rewritten so that they say design the waterproofing with reference to BS 8102. So that's the first thing I wanted to point out. The second thing is around Table 2, and Table 2 is about the grades of waterproofing performance, and this is what it says here, and you've got grade 1A, grade 1B, grade 2, and grade 3. And so there's changes there, and it's going to take a lot of getting used to. And as an industry, I think we need to get a little bit tighter on what are the definitions here and there. But aside from that, just the fact that we're going to have to write grade 2 in brackets, BS 8102 2022. And I think as designers, we need to be very careful when we specify something and write a performance specification. We're probably going to have to get into detail and really spell out what we're talking about. What I really want to avoid is that a contractor finishes some work and they ask for handover, but the client says, that's not grade 1B. That's not what I asked for. This is what I asked for. So in order to help with that, I want to be very, very clear. So that's one of the other issues. And the last one I'll cover is about if you want watertight concrete, the 2022 version now very clearly stipulates that you need to be looking at Eurocode 2 Part 3. 8102 2009 wasn't clear on that. And so if you want watertight concrete and you aren't looking at crack width calculations, I think you might be getting it wrong. And so that's another big area to look out for. So those are the three bigger things. You can download our document if you want to look through more. And the PCA are doing a webinar on this Thursday. I'm sorry, I don't know the date, but soon. Next time, what would you like to talk about? And we could cover design development. So we're doing some work internally about how do we design basement waterproofing, and when is it just design development, and when is it, no, you've changed something, new information's come to light, we're doing extra work, we want to bill you more. So we're trying to figure that out, and we think that'll be interesting with architects and engineers and project managers. Or we could dig more into Table 2 and trying to figure out what are the differences between the grades of waterproofing performance. Let me know what you would like. Thank you for watching Waterproofing Wisdom.